Hey, welcome to 9 months to 100 kilometres. One thing that I have really been reflecting on more today when I was thinking about this episode really is how a week is actually a long time. So much can be achieved or not achieved in a week's period. Because when I think about like the last 2 weeks, I've been injured and I'm still not fully over the injury as yet. I've had to revise my plan. I've had to buy some new gear. I've been to like a sports massage. Well, I don't think I can call him a sports massagist. I don't know really what I would call him, but anyway, I've been to some guy with a massage gun. I've recently, last weekend, been out and bought some new trainers. I've listened to 2 audio books on how to train and run for a marathon. And what I've realised is that with my other podcast, Business Problem Solved, each week, typically the content is pretty fresh. It's a new thought that I've had, or following some support I've been given, and it's just been an idea or a concept that I've wanted to share. But then doing this one, where I'm actually documenting week on week my journey, my progress, my story, as I work towards achieving the ridiculous target that I spoke to you about the other day. When I think about it on a weekly basis, there's so much that can be achieved in a week. And that's one comparison between this podcast and the other podcast. The other podcast is standalone episodes, apart from when I do a mini-series. But this one is a week-on-week journey. And in fact, it's made me reflect and made me realise just how long and how much can change within a week's period. So that's something that I've been reflecting on. And then the second thing, really, is about being selfish. I often say that we should be more selfless than selfish, and there's a bit of a scale from selfish to selfless. And I try to be as selfless as I possibly can with what I do. I try to help other people. But what I've realised on this challenge, and there's a couple of decision points or a couple of things that have happened that have made me really reflect on that I actually need to learn to say no. I need to learn to be a little bit more selfish as well if I am actually going to do what I need to do and achieve the marathon and be able to do the marathon. Because when I was thinking about it, as you know, I was injured, still slightly, and like 2 Saturdays ago, I am on my plan. It says I should go for like a 5-mile run. I think it went up to 5 miles last weekend, and when I've been injured, I've wanted to still do that distance, but maybe just do it walking, because I can't run because the impact was affecting my back. So a week last Saturday, 10 days ago, I said to Jack, my son, do you fancy going for a walk first thing in the morning, Saturday morning? So 7 o'clock Saturday morning, wakes me up, says, can we go for a walk, Daddy? So yes, absolutely can. So we're going to do 5 miles today, Jack. We're going to walk from the house and we're going to walk up past KFC, past McDonald's and down past the park and stuff like that. And it's going to be a 5-mile circuit. And it was amazing. We set off having a proper good little chat and a little reflect on our last week. What have we learnt and all of this stuff. And we literally got probably not even a mile. And he went, are we nearly finished yet? How much longer is to go? And it became more and more of a challenge to keep him actually focused on wanting to do 5 miles. We ended up doing 3 miles. We cut the circuit short. But that was me cutting the circuit short because my son wasn't enjoying it as much. He wanted to get back. His pace wasn't... when we were walking, he wasn't walking as fast as me, and was a bit slow, and didn't really want to be there after about 1.5 miles, 2 miles. So I had to give in. I had to, because I don't want him to not like. And maybe this is the problem. Maybe I should have forced him. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this out loud now. Maybe I should have forced him to do the full 5 miles, but I didn't. I stopped at the 3 miles, and that was it. And he had an all right experience. I had an all right experience. We had a lovely little chat. We had a lovely little catch up, and it was a lovely father-son 3-mile walk on the first thing on a Saturday morning, which we wouldn't ordinarily do. So there's some positives, but the negative is that I didn't do what I said I was going to do based on my plan in terms of the distance. So I was more selfless than selfish. And then this past week, I've changed my plan a little bit. So again, I've done a lot of walking. I've done more miles walking this week than I've done running at any point on the plan so far. Saturday morning came again. Jack, do you want to go for a walk? No, Daddy, I don't want to go for a walk. All right. So then I decided to take the dog. So we've got a 12-year-old dog called Daisy. And started walking, and blooming heck, she was sniffing everything, stopping and dropping a scent everywhere and all of this stuff, and I kept having to stop and start and stop and start and stop and start, and then she started limping and stopped limping and carried on walking and started limping and sniffing stuff, and it was a very stop-start journey. Again, I was meant to do 5 miles. I decided I had to only do the 3 miles again because I didn't think that the dog was frustrating and annoying me because and I couldn't. I felt tight, like pulling her along at bits where she wanted to sniff and stuff and just explore. So I've had this reflection really. If I am going, which I am going to, if I am going to achieve marathon distance, if I'm going to do the ultra event on June the 8th and the 100 kilometres, if I'm going to do both of those things, the London Marathon and the ultra event, I've got to be more selfish. I have got to really put my progress and my development at a higher priority than it currently is. And this is something that is really alien to me. Something I'm going to really struggle with, because I know what I'm going to do. Already I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to find windows where I'm not burdening other people. I'm going to either start going training really early in the morning at weekends when I'm at home, or late at night, to try not to burden others, and so that I can still satisfy everything else. But then that's not really helping me achieve my goal to run the marathon. I've got to start being more kind to myself. I've got to start. Another example as well is, so I've started stretching far more because I've suffered a bit of an injury really early into the plan, really frustratingly early into the plan, and so I've started stretching more. But I know that sometimes that, like, if at a weekend, if I'm at home, I go, right, I've got an hour, so I'm gonna go as fast as I can, as far as I can, or whatever in that hour, and some of that hour I should spend stretching, warming up and warming down, cooling down, whatever the phrase is, warming up and cooling down, isn't it? I need to spend more time doing that and more time being kind to myself, rather than focus on the amount of time that I've got to fit in. We're going away over the half term in October, in a few weeks' time, and I want to maintain the plan during that. We're off to London for 4 nights, I think it is. So it's not vast amount of times, but in my plan, it says I've got at least 2 runs in that period of time. And in my head, I'm trying to think of ways to be creative to go for a run. So I need to be selfish. I still need to do these things, but I've got to find a way for the family to still enjoy themselves, do whatever they're doing, and because this is the big dilemma in my head. I need to be more selfish, and I need to start saying no more. I need people to start to support me on my challenge, so that everybody's supportive of the same common goal. And that, at the moment in time for me, as well as raising 2 amazing children, is to be able to run a marathon, ideally in 3 hours 30 minutes, which is the dream. Completing it is the minimum that I'm expecting, or the minimum that I'm challenging myself on, and I need everybody to be focusing on that. So I'm going to have some really interesting, difficult conversations going forward, because I want people to support me and allow me to be a little bit more selfish, which is difficult because I work away as well 5 days a week, 4 nights a week. I'm away from home. So at weekend, I should be maximising my time, and my plan does allow me to spend a lot more time and train less at the weekends than it does during the week, because I know this. But I'm going to have to be more selfish. I'm going to have some honest conversations, and I'm going to have to really start to put myself first. I really want to do this, and I really will do this, but I don't want it to be at the detriment of my own health. We always strive, don't we, for balance in life, balance with work, home, work-life balance. We balance healthy eating and maybe the odd takeaway and stuff like that. So I have a balanced diet, work-life balance. We're striving for this balance, and maybe I don't think balance is the right word. I think it's harmony. Harmony is what I'm striving for. I'm striving for harmony. Sometimes I might be overdoing the training, or I might be training more and less time, but I want people to understand this harmony and what we're working towards, and just appreciate and understand that at times it's going to be difficult for everybody. So there you go. That was just a little bit. I was riffing a little bit then. Actually, my thoughts were still developing as we were talking. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today. Is that a week is a really long time, especially if you're documenting a journey. A lot of stuff happens in that week, and then also I'm going to have to be more selfish. I've got to be more selfish, but that's not always a negative thing, is it? I think if we want to achieve something, we've got to put ourselves first, and that is what I'm going to try to do. So, if this is the last recording you ever see of me, you know that my quest to be more selfish didn't go as well as I maybe have liked to. Anyway, have yourself an amazing week. I am, fingers crossed, back to jogging tomorrow in my new trainers. So hopefully jogging tomorrow. Just done a 6-mile walk this evening. But yeah, hopefully back to jogging tomorrow, and then we're back on the track, back on plan. And hopefully we will be able to complete the marathon on April the 21st and do the ultra on June the 8th. Have yourself an amazing week, and we will chat again next.